Huge smiles from the four of you, okay? Because all you ever want to do is talk about defense. Now we have even more defense as we welcome Booger McFarland into the show. Let's do a deeper dive into what it takes to play defense at the highest level. This is going to be chicken soup for our defensive souls, okay? Take a look at this clip of Ravens first-round pick Malaki Starks, favorite of mine, when he was asked to break down one of his interceptions.
You probably know this one right off the bat when you see what this play is.
So this was a big concept for them. This is trips. They have the tight end at 3. They only have so many concepts they run from the tight end at 3 with speed in the slot. My corner was actually supposed to give me an under call, so I was supposed to end up on 1. He would end up on 2. We're in cover 3, so I have hook droppers and I have my middle field safety, so just being able to use that and stay outside leverage. I make it seem like he's beating me. I get a good arm bar, so I'm able to turn around to find the ball, and you know, once the ball's in the air, it's just about being comfortable, and I think I'm really good at being comfortable with the ball in the air.
So impressive. You see why he was a pick by the Ravens, especially in the first round. Lou, take us inside what exactly he's talking about there.
Well, he said first and foremost, Laura, that they were playing cover 3. So that's 3 deep, 4 under coverage that everyone plays. It's a day one install type of coverage. And he's saying, look, we have 3 by 1, and we count from the outside in, 1, 2, and 3. He said that there are only so many routes that they run with a tight end at 3 and speed at 2, meaning a wide receiver, a fast guy. There you see Malaki. He is the hook curl defender. He said he was supposed to get an undercall, so he would jump this little smash route underneath, and the corner would wind up taking his guy, who you see is about to cross the 50. Corner doesn't give it to him. They're in cover 3. He said, look, I made him feel like though he beat me. I don't know if that's the case, but nevertheless, he does a nice job of kind of trying to pin him to the boundary. And then he goes up high and high points the football. He should have been outside leverage on that slot fade. And he said, hey, you know what, I was just baiting him. I was trying to get him to throw it, you know. But, you know, that's what he's supposed to say. I'm sure Kirby Smart came to the sideline and was like, you better get your rear end outside on that. You have middle of the field safety help. But what it is, it's cool. Like when you hear that, as RC knows and as Marcus knows and Booger knows, that is sweet music to us when people start talking like that. 3 by 1, tight end at 3, speed in the slot, where's your help, all that stuff. Although, you know, Booger and Marcus, most times they just want to know where the strength is and whether or not they're rushing or playing and run. That's all they want to know anyway. That's all they want to know.
Yeah, you know, I love listening to Malaki because you can see it points to the way Kirby Smart teaches defense at Georgia. You know, I got an opportunity to play for Nick Saban, and so did Marcus at LSU. And the level that they taught defense at, to me, was different than what you get from most college coaches. And to hear Malaki Starks just go through the progression of understanding not only tips and tendencies and formation alignment, but also how he's supposed to play through the integrity of the defense. This is a guy who can make plays on the back end. We saw him play a ton of slot last year, so I'm extremely interested to see how Baltimore will acclimate him into this defense, especially with Kyle Hamilton and Ardarius Washington, who were extremely solid at the safety position. Kyle, obviously a star. How does Malaki Starks factor in? Because Marlon Humphrey is a slot guy as well.
You know, hopefully the people out there listening, now they can finally debunk that theory that everybody on defense is not smart. All you guys do is see ball and hit ball. There's a lot of nuance involved in how we play defense. There's a lot of details involved. And I think you saw a little bit of that in Malaki Starks. We all talked about his workout at the Combine or his pro day, like the numbers didn't exude that of being a first-round pick. But when you see the instincts, when you listen to the football smarts, the football character, you can see why he went first round over guys who tested bigger, faster, stronger, went in the second round. And so that's just a little peep inside what we do on defense. I know we make it look violent, like we just see ball and hit ball, but there's a lot of nuance, dare I say, rocket science involved in some of these defensive complexities.
Boy, ain't no rocket science. Don't you do that. Come on here with your golf shirt on and try to make us all seem like we Josh Dobbs. There were absolutely, Laura, it was absolutely sometimes I saw the ball and I went to hit the ball.
Okay, but that's the nuance of it all, right? Like, you guys, listen, you may be painted a certain way that, yeah, you're out here just, you know, trying to attack people, but no. It's delicate at times. It's very smart and strategic, swagoo. I've heard your falsetto, so I know this is true. Go ahead.
You already know it. You already know it. Well, we different. We different from RC because because RC would absolutely black out in games and not worry about anything but trying to send somebody to the hospital. So he's speaking from a completely different prism than me and Bug and Lou. Yeah, we like to hit people hard, but we were definitely not trying to end them. Here's the thing, man. Like,
right.
It always reverts back to the things we heard. And RC mentioned we played for Saban. Lou played for Nick Saban. And Bug obviously played at a very high level, was a phenomenal D tackle. Half of defense is knowing where to be. Like, we used to hear it all the time. Most of the battle is knowing where to be, what leverage to play with, and then you get into the technique, and that allows your athleticism to shine in games. So what he was talking about is something that all of us here understands about defense. Like, it's 11 guys. Each guy has a responsibility on each given play. And sometimes, yes, that gets thrown off kilter, and that's when that elite athleticism or your ability to be instinctual to make plays comes in to play. But I'm telling you right now, and Lou alluded to it, you make a play, you can still go to the sideline and get cussed out. And that's just how it works with a lot of these defensive coordinators and defensive guys, man. So shout out to Malaki Starks. But like Lou said, his ass better have outside leverage in cover 3 because that'll beat Jamar Chase in a few months.
Yeah, I can just hear Kirby right now. Hey, but I will say this. There are probably some quarterbacks maybe watching this right now, and they're just like cringing because this is so good. And you guys are proving why you may listen, watch out, quarterbacks. They're smarter than you. All right, let's stay with the defense. Guys, give me your favorite defensive player in the draft this year. Boog, you're up first.
Yeah, I'm going to BC and Donovan Ezra-Rockfield. You know, I love guys that are a little undersized, may not be the biggest guy, 6'2", 248 pounds. You call it undersized, but he's got long arms. Second in the FBS with 16.5 sacks. I just love how he plays, man. Like, he plays like his legs and his hair is on fire, coming off the football, going toward the quarterback. He will be an impact player for the Cowboys, especially if you get him on one side. If they ever get Micah Parsons signed, I can see that becoming a nice tandem.
Yeah, for me, it's James Pierce from Tennessee, who the Atlanta Falcons moved up in order to get and sacrificed, I believe, the future #1 pick in order to move up in order to get him. Look, James Pierce has, to me, Javon Curse-like movement qualities. That long, angular body at 6'5", 250, who runs 4.4. I mean, come on, that's just ridiculous. That should be illegal in the NFL, all right? And he can absolutely blast you. He's got to be an impact player.
Yeah, I'm going with Maxwell Harrison. I call him the congratulator. I call him the Mr. Hug. He was showing love to everybody who was in the green room on that night on draft and Thursday, and what he can do from the defensive side of the ball. He's intelligent. He has ball skills. He runs 4.2. I was told he was one of the best interviews amongst all DBs.
Listen, man, I don't know what everybody else was paying attention to, but I was solely locked in on Jordan Clark, the son of Ryan Clark, and trying to figure out where he's going to get drafted or where will he end up in free agency. Slot corner, a nickel corner who can play physical, has to be able to come up and tackle, but defend the middle of the field, which is valuable property in today's NFL. Jordan has got a great shot at making this New York Jets football team. Aaron Glenn, who I played with as a cornerback, undersized, played bigger than his stature, but also understood the game cerebrally. And I think that's what my nephew will do based on who his dad is and now under the tutelage of Aaron Glenn with the New York Jets. I was being real on this.